the record. So we're recording now. Let me see who else arrived. Okay, Ariana joined. Give me a moment. I'm going to move Ariana. In that way, we can start with the class. Okay, but you have an advantage because you have taken that exam that gives you a lot of experience, right? Okay, that's great. What do you do, Emily?
Mm.
What do you do? I mean, what do you do in your life? You study, you work.
Ah, study.
What do you study?
Mm,
You can say it in Spanish, no worries.
engineering.
Ah, engineering. Okay, thank you, Emily. Good job. Ariana, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you
Hi,
doing?
everyone. I'm good, a little sleepy.
Okay, that's okay because it's early, right? We have to wake up and get up early. Okay, nice to see you again. So, I was telling to Emily that the idea today is to practice reading, the written part of the Cambridge exam, right? But I think I'm going to take advantage that are you two here, and I need you to do some Google Forms that are the previous test, right? But you can do it at home, of course. I'm going to share with you tomorrow. In that way, you can do it at home, a Google Form, right? For the previous quiz, because we are ending in September in some months. But I need you to take some previous quizzes, and in that way, if you have any doubt about any topic, you can let me know, okay? In that way, I know we need to practice that. Okay, so let's start with the class for today. As I mentioned, the idea is to practice reading production, right? But let me see something. Yeah. Before to start reading, right? I would like to show you something and to share you something here. So, during the written production, there's something important to get an order and sense to your ideas that are connectors or linkers. Are words, there are words that we use to connect or link our ideas, right? So here there is a huge list in which you had a lot of them. So for example, in order, para, she came to Spain in order to learn Spanish, right? This is a connector. She come to Spain, right? This is an idea, and this is the connector in order to learn Spanish. So, or as, para. She went to France so as to learn French, right? Para aprender inglés. So what? ¿Para qué? There is a fire exit so what people will or people can live, right? ¿Para qué? So I'm going to share with you this file, this PDF. It has a lot of connectors. In that way, you can use these connectors in your production, right? And by the time you can start it learning or memorizing some of them, right? Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. This is the Cambridge test. Let me open it. So through the chat, I'm going to send this file. It's important that you download it and use it, please. Let me see connectors. So here you are through the chat. Okay. So now, as I mentioned, the idea today is to practice reading. Today we are going to read a lot. So notice here, this is an example of Cambridge test B1 written part. It says you have 45 minutes to do all of these activities, right? Okay, let's read the instruction. Instruction to candidates. I mean for you. Do not open this question paper until you are told to do so. O sea, no, a ustedes les van a entregar un cuadernillo, no lo pueden abrir hasta que les digan. Bueno, en ese momento no les interesa tanto. Write your name, center name, number, and candidate number on your answer sheet if they are not already there. Read the instruction for each part of the paper carefully. Answer the part 1 question and one question from part 2. Write your answer on the answer sheet. O sea, cuando presenten este tipo de exámenes les dan una hojita en blanco que va a ser la hoja de respuestas. Write clearly in pen, no pencil. You make alteration, but make sure your work is easy to read. You must complete the answer sheet within the time limit, sorry. At the end of the test, have in both this question paper your answer sheet. Okay, so the first part. This is the first part of the first activity in written production test. You must answer this question. It says, write your answer in about 100 words on the answer sheet, right? So the first set. So read this email from your English teacher, Mr. Lake, and the notes you have made. So here you have the email, right? Okay, Mr. Javier, right. Give me a moment. So it says, write your email to Mr. Lake using all of the notes. You're going to answer this email, but you need to keep in mind these things. Answer this situation. So, for example, give me a moment. Let's move Javier. Yeah. Give me a moment, and then we're going to read the email before to start answering. Okay? By the way, you can use this same structure when you're answering the email, right? The email have an structure from subject, the greetings, right? Dear class, dear teacher, blah, blah, blah. Or Mr. Lake, blah, 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 right? Reply soon, and at the end, your name, right? It has a complete structure, and you can use this as an example. So Mr. Javier joined, or no? Is joined. Okay, anyway, Emily, could you read the email, please?
Okay. Dear class, I'd like our class to have a party to celebrate the end of the school year. We could either have a party in the classroom or we could go to the park. Which would you prefer to do? What sort of activities or games should we do during the party? What food do you think we should have at the party? Reply soon. Anna Lake.
Thank you so much, Emily. Good morning, Mr. Javier.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you doing?
Fine. Sorry
So,
for the
no worries. So, Mr. Javier, quickly summarize. We're going to practice written production with the structure of Cambridge test, right? And the first part is an email. We have working emails many times, right?
Okay.
So here, as always, we're going to answer to reply an email. So we need to take in account these notes. So for example, here we need to answer about have a party. Great. You have a positive think about that. Why do you think this is great, right? This is what are you going to write first. Then it says, would you prefer to do in the classroom or go to a park, right? You need to choose and you need to explain why you prefer that place, right? That's the second paragraph. Then it says, what sort of activities or games should we do during the party? So you need to suggest some games or activities, right? The idea is you answer these points. And finally, what food do you think we should have at the party? Tell Mr. Lake. So in the same way, it's you're suggesting food. Mention some food and always support your ideas. Why you consider that is a good idea. Okay? It is clear.
yes,
Please remember, 100 words. You can start it. Writing. Okay, girls, is this clear?
yes, regard that.
No, yes, Mr. Javier already said girls, and then I'm going to talk with you because you're not a girl, right? You're a boy. Okay, girls, and Mr. Javier, of course, you can start it. Mr. Javier, at the beginning of the class, I share with her with they and file with connectors or linkers. Connectors and linkers are words that match ideas. So help us to have a better develop or connect easily our ideas, okay? So I send you the file through the chat. You can download it and you can look for connector to match your ideas when you're writing, right? In
Right.
this moment, the idea is you look for connector you can use, you consider could match what you want to say, right? But by the time the ideas you started to learning, to keep it in mind, this kind of word, and use it even in your speeches, okay? In your oral production. Okay, thank you. So go ahead. If you have any question, let me know. Important, remember, this is just that's the first part. And suppose all of this is like 3 parts, you have 45 minutes to answer in the real test, right? So the idea is to try to do it as quick as possible, but at the same time, as good as possible, right? So please go ahead.
Uh,
Tell me.
we use uh, the connectors
Yes, please try to use
at the
connectors
window.
or linkers.
Okay.
If you can do it in a Word file, I think it's better because it's easy to do the structure. But if you can't, you can do it in the chat. But I think through the Word file, it's easy to use the email structure, right? And keep in mind the things you have to answer, right? You need to answer this. Have a party to celebrate the end of the school year. What do you think about that? It is great. Why it is great? Have a party in the classroom or go to a park. What do you prefer? Explain why. Suggest activity or games and suggest food, right? Okay. Okay, by the way, Ariana, could you turn on your camera, please? I need to take attendance. Thank you.
Yes, I
I'm
don't
sorry. Sorry.
know why it's off.
No, I understand you're traveling, right? But I need to take this attendance quickly. So today is missing Esther Enrique. Computador. Mm. Sorry. Remember, if you have any question, let me know. And when you finish, let me know, please.
I think that I finished.
Okay, that's great, Ariana. Could you send it through the chat, please?
Okay, as a picture or a
I think it's
document.
better as a picture. You can do it.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Ariana. It's churning. Okay, let me see. Okay, could you read it aloud, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
To the subject or just the email?
Oh,
The subject.
the complete. Okay.
Dear Mr. Mrs. Mrs.
Mr.
Lake, Mr. Lake, thank you for your message. I think a party is a great idea. Personally, I prefer going to the park because more fun and relaxing than the classroom. As for the activities, I suggest games like charades, a treasure hunt, or a trivia quiz. They're simple and everyone can
Funnier.
play. When it comes to food, we could bring snacks, for example, chips, cookies, uh, fruit, and drinks like a soda or juice. In conclusion, I'm really looking forward to the party. Thank you for organizing it.
Oh,
Best wishes.
good job, Ariana. Thank you so much. Well done. Good job. Checking something about more fun and funnier. Okay. Thank you, Ariana. Good job. Hey, guys, did you finish? Mr. Javier or Emily?
Please give me 5 minutes.
Okay, no worries. I'm just asking. No worries.
Okay.
Thank you, Ariana. I really appreciate it. Good job.
Mm, I'm looking forward writing you this email. First of all, it's an excellent idea to have a party with all the class. It could be entertaining so that we could be able to do many activities during the festival. For that reason, the forest could be a great place to get fun. You too, we will get new experiences in that journey. Moreover, go camping sounds incredible. You know, get a special connection with the nature and environment could be astonishing for all the teenagers as me. To conclude, challenges in the life teach us be stronger and come across ourselves. In other words, This defines us as a person. As a result, any obstacle in the future won't break and downs, break down, break down us due to we were getting the correct preparation to that desired moment. Sincerely, Anna, and that's all.
Okay, Emily, good job. You did it amazing. It's a great email. But just one thing, remember we need to answer these things because we have some option. I mean, for example, which would you prefer to do? Here we have the option, the classroom or the park. The idea is we choose one of these options. We need to answer to these things, right? We need to suggest what kind of activity can we do during the party, right? And talk about what kind of food can we eat during the party. I mean, your email is amazing. It's correct. Even though you use connectors, linkers, I love it, right? But keep in mind what we are asked, right? ¿Qué nos pidieron hacer? So we need to answer to these things, to these points, to these suggestions, right? Anyway, thank you. Good job. You did it pretty good. Thank you so much, Emily. So let's wait, Mr. Javier. And that's all.
Finish, teacher.
No worries, no worries. Just but remember, this is just the first part, right? So anyway, I'm going to show you while Mr. Javier finish, I'm going to show you guys the other parts. This is just the first part, right? Read this email from your English teacher, Miss Lake, and the notes you have made, right? Then it says, write your email to Mr. Lake and using all those notes. Okay, then we have what happened here. Part two. This is the part two. it says, choose one of these questions, write your answer in about 100 words in the worksheet. It says, you see the announcement in your school English language magazine. It says, what make you laugh? Write an article telling us what you find funny and who you enjoy laughing with. Do you think it's good to laugh a lot? Why? The best article answering this question will be published next month. So you need to write here, we need to write an article. So you need to choose between these two options, right? You're going to use one of these sentences to write your article. And remember, when you're writing an article, you use argues to support your ideas, right? Utilizan argumentos para darle más validez a sus ideas. In the same way, you have you have to write or type 100 words. And finally, and finally we have part 3 or question 3. So notice there's 3 parts in the written part during the real test, right? So it says, your English teacher has asked you to write a story. Your story must begin with this sentence. Oh, look at the map and decide to go left. So now here you have to write an history. Remember, to write an history, you need characters, right? Settings, an introduction, a middle. A middle means a problem, right? You need to introduce a problem to solve. And a end. At the end, you're going to solve the problem and talk about how characters feel. Okay? This is when talking about an history. So notice, you have to do all of these 3 parts in only 45 minutes. That's why it is important to practice reading skills. It's few time actually. It's about 15 minutes per activity. Of course, during our test next week, we won't have that much time, and I won't ask you to do this in few times. So I think during the test, the idea is to do at least the email. But anyway, I'm going to evaluate it 2 skills per class. Okay, so the exam will be 2 classes, Monday and Tuesday. But anyway, I need to evaluate it at least 2 skills per class, right? So the idea is to do it a little bit quickly.
About the second
Tell me.
part, their school, we choose like there are 2 options.
Yes, you choose between the 2 options. Let me come back. So, what do you find?
Right, what you find uh, funny and who enjoy laughing with.
Or
That's one.
that's one. What
Oh,
do you think? It's good to laugh a lot, and why?
that's other one.
Yes. Choose one of these questions, these 2 questions. You need to use one of these and talk about that and answer in your article, right? And here you have to write an history, but you need to start with this sentence.
Yes.
So here we can find out or imagine that who is a name. Look at the map and decided to go left. And remember, really important, when you are writing an story, most of the time you use past simple for action, most of the time. And when you are describing the background or the setting, you use past continuous. It was raining, the sun was shining, or the birds were singing, something like that. In that cases, you use past continuous. Most of the time, you use past simple, and in some cases, you can use past perfect, right? We use past perfect for an action before another action in the past. Okay, Mr. Javier, sorry. Do you finish, right? So could you read your, okay. Could you read,
Yes.
please? Thank you for that in Word.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Going to open that.
Okay. Dear teacher and Alec, I am grateful for make this party with us. It's an excellent opportunity to we show you how grateful to you because you will teach us more things to can better to light. Therefore, this is a value more than anything you will can give us. In your email, I saw your suggestion to go to the park. It's a good idea, but this morning I saw the weather channel and indicates the weather is snowing this week. I think recommend make this party in a mall center if it's done this week. However, if it's done the next week, we can do in the Central Park because it's near to a school. About the activity, I thought play any sport like basketball or football. However, it is better make and another games can play all students than just a few students playing. It is my advice, but if it's better to ask for more recommendations. The best part of this party is a food. I thought we can bring some food like bread with tuna, variety or a snack with sauce. My friend Jimmy advised me to go to McDonald's to buy hamburgers, but I think it's very expensive. It's all for me. Let me know if you need more help later.
Wonderful, Mr. Javier. I love it. Good job. You use connector, you answer all the question or the text. Good job. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I really appreciate it. You did a wonderful job. Anyway, remember, we need to do it next time a little bit faster. Ariana, let me know.
For the part two, the article and the story, we will use the connectors
Yes,
and
always. That's the idea,
leaders.
right? In every
Or
written production you write, the idea is to use connectors to give sense to your ideas. Okay? Even in oral speeches, okay? Thank you, Ariana, for asking. Guys, that's all for today. The idea tomorrow is to practice oral expression. In general terms, oral expression task, at least the first part, is like a personal interview, right? I'm going to ask you some questions, basics. And then I'm going to show you an images, and you have to describe what do you see in that image. Remember that during this kind of activity, you need to talk as much as possible. Okay, you need to use your imagination. Okay, thank you. Ariana, could you wait with me 1 minute more, a second? Mr. Javier and Emily, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Well done, and see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care.
Thank you, Mister.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye, Emily. Thank you. Ariana, I just need to take a screenshot, that's all. Thank you, Ariana. See you tomorrow. Take care. Thank you so much for your question, your activity.
bye.
You did it awesome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Take care.